So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So I just thought I would try to do this. I wanted to live stream, but I actually lost my live streaming camera somehow. I don't know how, don't ask me how. I have no clue. I'm just going to add some more water quickly to my ice. And then... bugger. I almost drizzled it on my laptop. Good one, me. I did get a little bit on there. Not a lot, fortunately. But yeah, so I decided that I would try doing some colouring. I am going to go back to the other pieces that I've started on the channel, and I'm going to work on finishing those one at a time, but I decided for a start I would just try in a new book just to see how I go with some Lightfast pencils, and hopefully I can remember how I started doing this. I also still got other books I haven't done unboxings for yet, but I also got today Mythic World Colour Timeless Legends by Kerby Rosannes, and I also found Millie Marossa's Island Escape, and I found the Island Escape one for $9.95 Australian and this one for $14.95 Australian, which I thought was a pretty good deal. But I will do unboxings of those later on. I don't know what I've done with my tripod that had the camera thing on it. I have no clue whatsoever, and so I will just have to wait till I find that before I can do live streams again. I'm sorry about that. I'm still going to do my diamond painting and that as well, but I wanted to try getting back to this. Also, if you hear an alarm go off, that's because I've set my alarm so that I don't lose track of what I'm doing with the tutorial. So you'll notice behind it I've just got some, if you don't have a board or something, I've just got some loose paper, and this one has dinted a bit due to how I was colouring here, unfortunately, but it's kind of what happens. And so I started on this title page with Worlds Within Worlds, just to test if I was able to colour or not. I've also got, I don't know where the rest of these have gone, but like these little soft white cloths or something like that. I'm not sure what they are. I think they were some sort of cleaning cloths, but I can't remember where I got them from, and I had spares, but I don't know where I got them from. And today I'm going to also be using my, which I'll close this for a minute whilst I get them out, my Derwent Inktense pencils. Sorry for the glare there. I'm trying not to have glare. I'll just try and adjust it as I can a bit, but there is a bit of glare, so apologies for that. Hopefully it won't affect things too much, but it's my first video in ages doing it this way, and so it's going to take me a little while to get back into the habit of it. Also, because I don't currently have access to any free music or whatever with music subscriptions, I'm just using rain/jungle sounds on in the background, so till I can find till I can get the copyright subscription thing and that back again with music and that, this is just what I'm gonna have to use basically. So I am going to go back and finish the other pieces. I just decided I wanted to continue with this piece first, which I know I haven't done on the channel yet. So this is my Derwent Lightfast 100 piece pencil set, and so the colours that I need that I've started with here in the monkey is let's see, so we're wanting black, which I think is further back here. Hang on, I'm just going to sit these here for a minute. So these are the Lightfast Derwent pencils as well. So you want plain black, I think it is. Yep, black. Lightfast one. You want Venitian Red, which is Lightfast one. Persian Orange, which is a Lightfast one. Oops, I almost got Sandstone, not Persian Orange. Apricot. Which I think is over in the first lot. Apricot, I think, no, that's Flame. There's Apricot. And Golden Sun, which is where? Golden Sun, here we go. So I will just put those down for now and I'll bring in any other pencils. So these are our colour tones for this monkey. So this is what the monkey is, and I'll show a rough tutorial of how I'm doing this for the monkey. I almost forgot to put this back in. And so we're going to start here with the monkey. And obviously the first colour we're going to start with is our black. So I'm going from the darkest colours to the lightest colours. And basically what I'm doing, I'm following some of the shades and tones of where Kerby Rosannes has his shadows. And also, just going to close that for a minute. And also sort of following some of the lines. If I have to, I will add in more details myself. So please bear with me, this is my first time doing this in a long time, just due to my hand and wrist issues and all of that, so I'm hoping it'll go okay. If I'm not up to the same standard as I was, I apologise, but I want to try my best and try to get back to my YouTube stuff again and work on these things again. I'm not sure when this will go up yet, but I'll see. I want to just try and work on some parts and go from there, kind of thing. I've still got one of the batteries charging, so when this battery dies, it's going to mean that I'm going to have to wait a minute for that to finish charging. But I'm going to start with my Derwent Lightfast Black, and I'm going to start where Kerby Rosannes has these darkest shadows. However, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to follow the streaks of the hands, so you're not just colouring willy-nilly, you're actually following the lines where he's got the shadows in the lines. So we're trying to do this, but I'm not filling up all of those shadows just because of the fact that I want to fit other colours in there. As you'll see, I'm doing a lot of colours and a lot of shades and all the rest. I'm not necessarily going to go straight for the very bottom area, filling it all up dark. What I'm actually going to do is go between where the layers of fur are to try and get that texture and dimension there with some of it. Not every layer is going to have fur. I'm going to have the black, but I'll try. I'm going to actually add in a little black around the leg here just because of the shadows of our leg, where the leg connects. And then I'm going to add just some little bits of shadows in different areas along these layers of fur. So I'm not going to add every spot, I'm just going to add some spots. And not every spot is going to necessarily have the black, but I just want to have some dimensions in between the fur layers where I can. So not everywhere is going to have it. And if I have to stop for a minute, I'll just stop between sections and then continue with the tutorial just because of my hands and wrists and the way they are. And I did want to do the diamond painting and show you some more of that with the live stream, but as said, somehow I've misplaced my tripod stand with the webcam's camera bit on it, and so now I can't do that till I am able to clean up a little bit and find it again. So So some of these areas that look heavily shaded, I'm not going in every area with the shadows, but I'm going in some areas because we'll obviously be adding our browns and stuff in. I'm also making sure that along these temple areas that I'm adding in some shadows along there too. So basically the black is for starting to create our shadow layers. It is. Sorry, I just keep having to, I'm just having to take it very carefully with my hand and wrist and all of that. So I'm just trying to do it carefully and slowly. I'm assuming that's part of the monkey there. Oh well, it is now. Also, as some of you know from the past, I'm not one that tends to like to use an eraser with my coloured pencils, just because of how it sort of affects being able to add other colours and layers and all the rest. So I'm just adding in some little bits of little patches of black in some of these areas just to create a little bit of extra depth. I might actually be part of the rock there, but it is what it is. But I think what I'm going to possibly try and do with the rocky area is like a mossy green, I'm thinking, to match with the browns, but see how it goes. And so what I'm going to do from now on into the future is just try and work on finishing one piece at a time. So I'm going to work on finishing this piece, then I will go back and I will work on finishing the other pieces I've started, like I can't think of the names of them all, but I know I've got a heap of Millie Marotta pieces that I started working on and all the rest, and I'm going to go back and finish those over time. So I'm not shading all over every area. I'm just selecting little areas where I think it could use little bits of depth between where the fur is in this monkey, just to create some more layers, I guess you could say. And I'm using a bit of Kerby Rosannes guides to just help me select where I want those shadows. But yeah, so I'm going to just work back and finish one piece at a time as I can and try to work on scheduling some things, so if I'm not crook, I've still got some stuff going up. I'm also going to try and get my puzzle table cleaned up so that I can get back to doing some jigsaw puzzles. I've got to find that tripod thing now so that I can actually do my live streams again too, because I can't use that live stream camera whilst the piece that I need to attach the live stream on is on that tripod, but I have no idea where I've placed the tripod. So I'm filling in, there's a lot of shadows in this ear here where the monkey is. And I'm using black Derwent Lightfast, and what I will try to do is well, people can let me know, but what I was thinking of doing was doing some real-time tutorials plus speed tutorials, so people can choose which they want to use if they're more advanced or so on and so forth. So I was going to do a mix of both. And these areas here aren't showing much in the way of colour, and I'm probably going to leave some of these parts with just the browns and that for the shadows, but I'm just wanting to add in just some little bits of dimension in areas, but leave areas where the light's obviously going to be shining through as well. But I'm just creating some more shadows with the black over this side away from where the light is coming from, because the light is coming down this way, so I'm just creating some little bits of shadows and dimensions and textures and that in there. So I hope this isn't sliding out of view as well. So yeah, my light source is coming from here, and I just realised I almost missed this bit of tail up here. Whoops. Oh well. But yeah, I'm going to just try and work through just little bits at a time kind of thing, and yeah, I'm just doing little streaks where I think it would look good with the shadows in this part of the monkey's face fur. I am, just to make sure I get those dimensions in there. I am. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do the eyes yet, but we'll work that out. Yeah, so I haven't forgotten about the pieces that I have started. I haven't forgotten about the jigsaw puzzles. I haven't forgotten about the diamond painting. I can't remember what other crafts I was doing. Make sure you remember to move your paper up in the background as you do the different areas as well, like I almost forgot. And so I haven't forgotten about those pieces. It's just, well, as I said, need to find the tripod that I've lost and then go from there as well. So find the tripod I've lost, or the stand for the webcam, and just working on getting things cleaned up as I can, which is hard because I currently don't have support people like I need. But I'm trying to work on finding that and getting people, but it's just time and wait and see and hope all works out. So I'm going to create a little shadow there behind the tree just because it's behind the tree, and I'm just going to add a little bit of extra shadow in there as well. So because the tree is sort of in front of the monkey's fur, that's why I'm creating the shadow there. But it's just needing to take my time to work on getting back to things again, because I'm still not that well as well. So I'm not, so it's just needing to take my time with it all. So there probably isn't going to be that much light in this tail, just because of the fact that it is behind all these tree trunks. But we'll see. And I'm just doing little bits of black shadows behind all these tree leaves as well. This spot is one spot where it's a little tricky to do the streaks. Like I just went over a bit of the leaf, the stem there, so if you don't get it completely correct there, totally fine. Even I can't get it totally correct right now with the way my hands are, so but yeah, just trying my best. And yeah, so that's our little monkey fur there. I think I just want to add another little area down, a couple of little spots down here. But yeah, so just bear with me. I'm still not that well. I'm probably going to work on things over time and building up content, so then I can have content there and still manage to do stuff, have stuff going up even if I am crook. So the next colour I'm going to go in with here is the Derwent Lightfast Venitian Red, I think. Is that the next darkest colour? Yes, it looks like it. And Holly is snoozing there nearby whilst I do this. And I want to bring that completely over my black. So we're going completely over our other colours. We are. And we may even bring some of this into areas where we don't have any black, just to create some shadows in a different colour. We may. So we're taking this completely over our black and trying to bring some little fur tidbits out of the brown as well. So here, where I don't have all black, but I still want that bit of fur there, I'm going to bring it over the black and into that area. But yeah, please bear with me, I'm going to do my best, but I'm still not well. But I'm going to try and do my best to get back to having content going up and all the rest, but I can only do the best I can based on how well I am or not. So I'm just going to go into these fingers here. Here we've got a few little bits of brown, so we're basically just shadowing in over all our black, and if I think I want a bit of a brown shadow instead, then I add something in where I think it would be good to go. And I'm actually adding a bit of shadows around where the leg is to try and create that dimension of the leg and all the rest. And also, if it's not up to the standard that I used to have it at, because of how I am and all the rest, my apologies for that, but I'm going to do just with the way my hands and that are currently. I apologise if it's not up to the same standard as I used to have it, but I'm going to do my best. I think that was part of the rock in there. Oh well, it's fur now. I'm just checking I'm not bubbling the back of the page too much, because I've done that at times in the past. The last thing I want is to put a hole through the page. So here is one of the areas where I just left no black, but I want to add the brown in there. I do. But yes, I'm sorry if it's not quite up to the standards I used to be. But I can only try my best with what's going on now. I can. And this is how I did the tail as well. But where it got to the lighter area of the tail outside here, I didn't do as many shadows on that part of the tail. And I also still have to do Holly's training and all the rest as well at the end of the day, so I'll just do the best I can with things. Okay, whoops. It's just about going to be time to switch the camera over. Switch the thing over. I was just checking what the time was on it. How much time I got left before, because this camera only records 30 minutes, so I have to switch it every 30 minutes. So what I'm actually doing here, I'm not necessarily following Kerby Rosannes' structure, but I am following, well, I'm following the lines of his hair, the hair that he's drawn on the monkey. At the same time, I'm not specifically worried about if I go over the lines he's drawn or not, because I am just basically trying to use that outline as a guidance to show roughly where the fur is, but then I'm going ahead and creating the fur just from those textures and filling in those areas and textures. So I'm basically only using that fur as sort of a rough guidance for where I want shadows, where I want the fur lines, all the rest. So you know. So these are some of those areas where I'm going to add in the brown only, no black. Just around this little bit of the face. And I want to put the colour over these eyes, and I want to just use brown around this eye. Little bits of brown just where this nose is. And up here where the eyebrows go, roughly. Yep, there goes the arm, so just continuing here, just checking that it's running, which it seems like it is. I'm gonna at least try and finish the monkey in this tutorial if I can. If I don't, then I can finish in this part. If I don't finish it in this part, well, that's okay too. But yeah, basically I'm just using Kerby Rosannes' drawing lines and fine details to create the hair layers that I want. But if I want to add more details, then I add more details. And I'm not sure if what I'm going to do with the background yet. I will work that out later. But right now I have no clue what I want to do with the background. And so I'm just going to, or if I do a background, I'm not sure. I'll just see when the time comes. But right now I'm just focused on doing the monkey, at least for this part. And then I may do the temple part in the next part. These tutorials aren't the shortest, I know, but it's just how I like to do them, so bear with me on that. So now we've just got our monkey's tail, and I'm hoping that you can see what I've done and all the rest. Now, because I am going to be leaning over the monkey, I'm going to put this piece of cloth on. I have no idea where the other cloths went from this, so because I had a heap more and I have no clue where they are, so I'm still using these ones even though they're quite saturated with colours and that, or getting saturated with colours and all the rest. Hopefully I haven't had them smudge on the images yet, creating blur lines or anything, so I'm taking that as a positive. This pencil's going to need sharpening soon. These Derwent Lightfast are very nice and soft and very in-depth in colour. But one thing I've noticed, there's not a lot of pastel-y colours, so there's a lot of sort of whitey, lighty colours. So I'm assuming that means that you're going to have to actually blend the colours based on what you want, kind of thing. So basically, if I want to create a pastel colour, I'm just going to have to go a lot lighter with the base colour and then create that depth when I add in the white and so on and so forth. So yeah, so that is our Venetian Red finished. Now what we want to come in with is our Persian Orange, I think it is. And so we want to bring that in again over all the other colours. That is how we're creating this colour depth. And with some of these, you will see some of the areas starting to be filled in with this, but we're still going to just try and keep some space as we can for our last two colours. So, got a couple more colours after this, just to keep in mind about. But we're just bringing this in over every other colour right now. I am. Even these areas where it is completely shadowed and filled in, I'm going to bring the colour over, or the colours over those as well, because we want similar colours to show out. We do. I hope you can see these different colour layers as they go in. And I'm just going to try and finally do some of these layers over the other colours, just so that I can leave a little space for the other colours. Obviously not every space is going to have every colour, because some areas are going to be filled in, others won't be quite as filled in, and they will have more space. But that is part of what creates the dimension of the fur in my mind. And I like having that fur dimension with it, so. So don't stress too much if you aren't able to fit every colour in every spot, because it is exactly the same for me, and there is no stress if you can't fit every colour in every spot. There isn't. But I'm just making sure, one thing that I'm making sure is that I take this colour over every colour that's been done so far. That is one big thing with the way I do my shading and colours. It is. I'm trying not to dint the back of the paper if you can avoid it, because I've done that at times and I think it's to do with how I press. But hopefully with my hand issues now and the fact that I can't press quite as hard, although I've been pressing fairly hard sometimes, but I find if I press too hard it really hurts me, and so I just can't press that hard these days. So I'm hoping that'll help prevent that. But I think it also depends also on the quality of the paper that's being used to make the book. I think it is. And then once I've caught up also on all the pieces that I had in progress and finished all of those one by one, then I can look at selecting different pieces, or I can put up polls of things that people might want to see me colour and how to do it and all the rest. So I can look into that later on once I've completed some of these, is what I'm thinking. So you'll see, hopefully you can see some of those layers and colours starting to come into it now. Hopefully you can. I'll try zooming in just a little closer. And until I can sort of get music back that's copyright free and that again, then I'll just have to go with things like rain music and rain and animals and storms and that kind of thing. So music may not be quite as matched, but it is what it is. Can only do the best you can. It was a big thing for me to try and do this when I'm still doubtful as to if I'm really up to doing this again, or if I'm still capable of doing it, or all the rest, if I'm up to par with it all, because I'm sort of worried that I may not be able to do the same quality job that I used to do with the tutorials or colouring and that, because of the issues that I've got going on. So yeah. So I really am sorry if it's not up to the same standards that I used to have it. And I'm actually just going to quickly come in here a little with the Venetian Red and just create a little shadow around the nostrils. And then I'm going to go back to the Persian Orange. Remembering to go over every colour that you've already done to create the depth between the shadows and all the rest. And just following roughly Kerby Rosannes fur patterns as well. If I stop and rest for a minute, or you see me squeezing my hand out or whatever, it's just because it's cramping up due to the issues I've got going on with it. I'm really sort of worried I'm not going to be up to the same standards that I used to be, that people used to enjoy watching. So I figured I had to try sometime. Okay. I did. So it doesn't matter if your pencil isn't totally sharp here either, because we're not needing to do really fine details with this area at this point. We're not So after this we've got our last two colours. But I'll have to see how it goes with the video time as to if I can get it all done or if I'm going to have to switch batteries and then continue or what. We'll work it out. So, yeah, I did go over that a bit. Now I want to go into this ear a little because that's the one spot that I haven't done the colours in yet. And I want to go over all these other colours in the ear as well. So you're definitely not going to fit every colour in every space here, but just do the best you can. Okay, and that's that colour done. So our next colour is going to be Apricot, and we're going to bring that in over all the colours again, and I'm just trying to make sure so you can see a little bit of bulging out the back there. I'm trying to make sure I don't bulge the paper too much so that I can colour over the other areas again, and hoping I won't tear through. So with this one we want to bring it over every other colour again previously. We do, and we can even add a little bit of a light shadow here in this spot, so when we blend in our final colour in this little bit of the tail that's going to have an open area, you can do that easier. You can mix it easier with the final colour. But we still want to bring in this colour over every other colour, even the shadow areas that are filled in. And this spot here does have a little bit of a shadow area too. There. I'm just keeping an eye on the camera battery as well as the timer, so yeah. So now we want to come into our monkey's ear. If we can, try and leave a little area for some shadows. If you can't, then all good. I just went a little over the lines, which is another thing that I was thinking may possibly happen with the way my hands and that are, but not a lot I can do about that. But yeah, I know I shouldn't keep saying it, but I really am sorry if I'm not quite up to the same standards that I was. But I'm trying to do my best. So you'll notice here a lot of these areas are finishing being filled in. There's not a lot of space for our last colour, but we're still going to go over all those other areas with the last colour regardless anyway, even though they're being filled in. So some areas you still have little bits of the last colour, other areas you won't. We're still filling in, still going to go over every colour with the last colour. So here you'll see that I've been trying to leave a bit of definition spot for our monkey's lip here. But you'll see it filling in these spots now most of the way. You will. And wherever it's still got a white patch, that'll be filled in with their final colour. It will. Also, sorry if my hand gets in the way of something that I'm doing, but there's not a lot I can do about that now with the way my hands and wrists are. I'm surprised I've even managed to do this far with the aches and cramps that I'm getting. So hopefully I can at least get the monkey finished tonight. over time I can get more of the pieces prepared and done and go from there. See how I go from there with regards to getting back to the colouring, but also getting back to puzzles as I get that space cleaned up, and then finding my webcam tripod so that I can find the piece that actually holds the webcam in place. All of that. I still have no clue what I did with it, but I got kind of upset and frustrated because I thought I'd put it somewhere safe in my bedroom, but there is no way that I can find it, so really I need to try and do a sort / clean again. There's a little spot I've missed here with the Persian Orange, just up here where a monkey's eyebrows are too. So if you miss a spot, then no harm, no foul. You can just go over it again and fix it up. And I haven't actually decided the monkey's eye colour, but I probably should. Maybe a blue or something. I can think about it anyway. I don't have to rush into doing the monkey's eyes right this time. Maybe I'll just do the monkey's eyes with the black, since they're mostly filled in with black. I don't know. Or maybe not, because it's got a lot of black, but then, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to take time to think about how I'm going to do the monkey's eyes rather than rushing into it. I think I am. And these spots where you've just got little more open areas, I'm just going to add a little bit of light shadow so that it will blend in when I do the next part of filling in these faces with the final colour. So yeah, there's our, oh no, I haven't finished all that colour yet. So I'm back with the apricot as well, I forgot to say. And I'm just going over all the past colours that have been done on here. I'm just creating that depth and dimension. I think that spot was part of the temple, but I ended up doing it part of the monkey's shoulder, so whoops. It is what it is. I probably could have just left it with the black and that, but I just decided to fill it in as part of the monkey, so I probably could have left the black and just done it with the greens and that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do black in those spots, so I may just do some dark greens or olive greens or something instead. So it is what it is at the end of the day. So you notice a fair bit of the monkey is now basically filled in with the colours, and the depth of the colour is really starting to come out like we want. It is. And as said, if you can't fit every colour in every spot, that's okay as well. So now we're on to our final colour, which is our Golden Sun Lightfast. And we want to go over every other colour again, and we want to make sure that we fill in every space this time. So this is basically filling in the last parts of our monkey and finishing our monkey and his fur. It is. But probably what I'll do after I upload this piece, if there's not any pieces for a while, that is just because I'm working on... Oh, I missed a heap of spots there. If you've missed a spot with the colours, just go over and refill them in, kind of thing. Because there's a little spot here that I missed where a tree branch is. So and I've coloured a bit over one of the where the tree branch is, but not a lot I can do about that when it's a really small space, and as said, with the way my hands are, I'm bound to fumble a bit more than I used to. Yeah, we're basically just colouring in every area now. It doesn't matter about streaks or lines or any of that. We're just filling in every spare space left with this monkey to create that last layer of colour. We are. So I'm just going over every other colour. So and this will fill in any little light or white areas that you've got left as well with that final colour. It will. And I'll go over and edit this and try to add in the pencil colours labelled below, like I've done in the past as well for everyone. But I'm not sure. I was thinking of uploading this one straight away, but I'm not sure if I will. I may work on finishing some pieces and trying to get some stuff clean so that I can get back to doing other things as well and get things sorted and find things and all the rest, but we'll see. I may just upload this so that people know that I'm trying to find stuff to start it again, and it is just a matter of time, or if you don't hear from me for a bit, it could either be because I am not well, or it could be that I'm just working on trying to get some stuff in advance project wise, so even if I am sick, then I've still got uploads happening. Yeah, we'll just see how it all goes. Okay, I'll stop and then I'll quickly restart. So hey everyone, I'm just going to try and finish this last little bit of the monkey before I head off. And then I'm trying to decide, either way this will be the very first video anyway, but I'll just see how I go as to if I upload and share it now, or if I decide to wait till I've got more stuff available and done ready. So I'll just wait and see. Yeah, I'm just filling in this last bit of colour for our monkey. Going over every other colour, as said. And yeah. I'm filling in any last little leftover white areas as well with this colour. I'm pretty certain that was a section of the building, but it's a section of monkey now. Sometimes you've got to adjust when you make mistakes, particularly if you don't use erasers. Which I don't, because I find that just tends to make a huge mess of the colours and all the rest, and affects the paper quality and so on and so forth. So, because looking at it, it definitely looks like a piece of the building, but I've accidentally mistaken it for the monkey. Maybe I could have left it with the black there and gone from there with the black, but I don't know that I'm actually going to use black in this building area because it's such small little areas. I think I may use like a dark green or olive green or something like that, I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure. In some ways I would like a mossy type look to it, but I'm not sure if the mossy type look is going to work in such a small space, so we'll just see. And I can't remember what colours I used to create mossy colours either in the past, but I'll just think about it between this one and when I do the next one anyway. And I'm still not quite sure what colour I'm going to do the monkey's eyes yet, so I'm going to think about that too. So yeah, that's our monkey completed, and I hope you enjoyed this part anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure which other colours I'm going to do yet for these rocks or moss areas because it's such a small space. I'm not going to fit a lot of colours. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. I kind of would like to do a green, maybe just a dark green and a light green, but I'm not sure if that'll work. Maybe like a sandstone sort of colour might work, might be nice. I don't know, or yeah, I'm just trying to work it out. But I'll think about that meanwhile, and yeah, I will see you later anyway. I just need time to think about the eyes and what colour I'm going to do that. Obviously the trees are going to be normal sort of tree colours. That I really have to think carefully about what I'm going to do for these stones, just because it's such a small space and it's only going to fit maybe 2 colours in there in a lot of the spaces. Some might fit more colours, which I'll add more colours in those spots, but a lot of these spots are only going to fit 2 colours, possibly maximum, so I just got to carefully think about that and judge and work it out. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this anyway, and I will see you later. Bye.